Hi everybody and welcome to Jump to It Designs. In this video, I know I have been slacking on my Plan With Me's and my uploads. I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. The past few weeks have been a little crazy with sales and orders, and then I went to Vegas last week. So now enough of the excuses. It's time to get back on a filming schedule or more videos at least. So in this video I thought I would back plan my last week while I was in Vegas because there was a lot going on, so I thought that'd be fun to plan out. And so the kit that I'm planning in is the pumpkin patch one because this probably hands down is my favorite fall kit that we have put out. I loved creating this. I put so much time into it and I just love the way it turned out. So I thought, what better way to kick off getting back into planning, or at least planning videos, with my favorite. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm also gonna be using the premium foils for this because the foils just make it so much more fun. So these are what the foil sheets look like, and I'm using the rose gold. Rose gold has got to be my favorite of any of the foils. Whenever I can use the rose gold, I will. So we're gonna just go ahead and get started. And I'm gonna try to make this as kind of quick as possible, and try to just get along with the video. So the first thing I like to do is I like to put the today header across the top. If I'm doing a no white space planning and I'll do the check boxes, then I'll put today header, I'll put the to-do header. But since this is going to be a white space style planning, which is also why I'm hoping this video doesn't take too long, because sometimes white space planning takes way more thought than I ever thought it would. Just like trying to make it look really nice can sometimes be a challenge. I hate to like run out of room, or I all of a sudden use too many half boxes and I run out towards the end. I would hate for that to happen. So first thing, I'm just going to kind of go through and put some of the full boxes kind of like sporadically throughout, and I'm going to keep in mind the foil because I want to try to separate the foil boxes. So like here, some of the foil is specific to a box. So like this one right here is for the fourth box, which is right here. So our boxes go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one here I thought would be great to have here. It's just going to be kind of these speckled dots in the sky. And then this one right here I thought would be good for the fifth one. It's just kind of the same thing, speckled dots in the sky. Then I have this one right here that can go over any of them, and I kind of thought that would be nice just to go over the one with the pumpkins. And then this one right here is great for the quote box. So let's see, I just want to make sure that I separate these. So what I'm gonna do is, because of the 7 days, I'm gonna do Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday as foil boxes. So I want to make sure that I separate those as much as possible, and then I have to make sure that I put them in the right spot. See, this is sometimes I'm saying white space planning can sometimes like take forever. If you're like really trying to plan stuff out, kind of get a little crazy. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go for it and start putting them down. And so what I also like to do is I like to, since I used the today header up at the top, and I also have a double box. I have to make sure I use that. I need to use that on this side because all these 4 days was when I was in Vegas and I had so much going on. I like wrote down everything that I did, and I had a ton of stuff going on. So I want to make sure I use that here. So I think I'm going to use that right in this corner. Yeah, that'll be good, because then I'll put that one there. Okay. See, I'm trying to like plan stuff out. So let's see. I'm just gonna put the washi at the bottom, and I think you just cover this one. All right, so I just put that down there, and I love this bottom washi. I put all those pumpkins in the right spot. But I really love the way that this kit turned out, and also the colors. It's so vibrant. I love it. So right away, I'm just gonna put down this double box and try to line it up as even as possible. And try not to do that. Here we go. So the double box will cover these two boxes. And then what I want to do is I want to go through and I want to just create a kind of border underneath each box. And what I like to do to help me out is I like to just take a one of the other sheets, and I just like to line it up with that one, and that is how I line up the rest. Even though sometimes I feel like they still get a little off, but I feel like that is the best way to line them up. Just like that. And then I'm gonna put a box right here. So I have to make sure that I pick the right one. So I know I'm not gonna use her because I already used her, so I can just pretend that she is gone. So I'm just gonna put her somewhere so I don't accidentally use her again. And I think what I'm gonna do, so these two are the ones with the foil. So I have to pick ones. I'll use this one. I always like to try to separate the full boxes as much as I can. So there's not kind of like similar things happening really close to each other, which can sometimes be a problem. So right now this is what my front page or the first side looks like. Now I just want to make sure that I kind of put them in, what is this called? Like separate them a little bit. Okay, well while I'm trying to decide where to put stuff, I'm just gonna put the weekend banner just on its own, floating in between Saturday and Sunday. So because of that, I will definitely have these two boxes be down either side here. So I think what I'm gonna do is, even though that box is there, I think I'm just gonna still continue with my kind of pattern like I normally do them. I just feel like that's probably gonna be the easiest thing to do. So I still want my foil ones to be on Thursday and Saturday. So I'm gonna do the corn maze up on the top here. And then from there, going to work down, oops. This one needs to be a different color. These come up nice. Okay. Forgot I like to have the same color going across one row. Like that. So now I'm gonna do what I did before and line this up so I can get these as straight as possible. They're still not perfect. I think it's always nice that Erin Condren is, you know, tweaking the planners and trying to make them better and better each year, but I do miss having those headers instead of these little strips. I don't know if anyone else thinks that, but I just feel like it's definitely makes it a little more challenging That's for sure. So I'm just going to continue putting these strips along the bottom, and I gotta make sure I put the right color right here. Looks a little crooked, but that's fine. Now we're gonna just continue on. And put these all the way across. I can't wait to add the foil. I feel like the foil just makes it all come to life and it just looks so nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this one right here, and then add the last one, which I love this outfit. I've actually worn outfits so similar to this, so I loved that so much. And then I think what I'm gonna do right now before I do anything else is do this sidebar. So I just have to grab something really quick. So what I like to do for the sidebar is, because even though I really like this, when you put down, if you decide to cover it, which I will because I really want to add this quote box, these colors show through, which is a little annoying. So I'm just using some whiteout, and I'm gonna try to do the best that I can. Sometimes I cannot figure this out. Okay, that looked pretty good. And I'm just gonna do it to cover the sides, because you don't really, I guess you could cover the whole thing if you wanted, but I feel like you don't really need to. So I'm just doing those sides, and then I'm gonna do the top. Okay. Just like that. And, you know, maybe I will cover the inside. I just don't want that September to show through. Alright, it's a little messy, but that is okay. Alrighty. And so what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna line it up with the very top line here, just to kind of get the highest point, just like that. And then what I'm gonna do also in the top, just because I like to have a little color up there, is I like to just add a little bit of glitter washi. I just feel like, I don't know, it adds a little something something. So moving on to page 6 is where we have all the stuff for the sidebar. So let's see, I'm gonna do this wood one just because all the others are a little busy of a pattern. So I'm gonna do that right underneath. I love having a habit tracker. I just love being able to mark stuff down. And then I like to put a this week sticker right there, and then on page 2 I like to grab one of these half boxes, one of the half box checklists, and I just like to put some stuff going on that week. Then let's see, I can either do a stackable sidebar and the hydrate, or these two, and I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm just going to do 2 stackable sidebars, because I'm going to have one of them with my spending and another for work, because Vegas definitely hit my wallet real bad. So I should probably mark down my spending. And then right here, just to cover up those, I'm just going to put, maybe I'll do the bigger washi. Yeah, so that bigger washi lines up right to the bottom. So that is what my sidebar looks like. I just need to put, I'll do work as the first one. And then spending as a second. I don't even want to fill that one out because I will freak myself out. And then the next thing I'm going to do, moving right along, is I'm going to put the top day covers down. And so we've added them so that they're just one strip. So they're super easy to just place right down. And I love that we've been using these swatches, these like brush strokes. I just feel like it looks really nice and makes it look like a little more airy and not so heavy on the top. So we have that right there. And I should have probably whited out that little international something. Let's see if I can do it now. Alright, I kind of got on the sticker. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to leave it. So I'm gonna go through and then put down the days. Now we also sell in our shop foiled day dots, and those are really pretty, but I just did not grab them before I started filming again. So these will just have to do. And now getting into the actual planning of this week, I feel like is gonna be a little crazy. Maybe I'll put the foil on first. Yeah, I'll do the foil. Foil always is fun. It adds a little pop, makes it seem like it's more put together. So the first one I'm going to put down is the quote box. And now these stickers, you have to be so careful because they will not come off. So once you put them down, you got to commit to that spot. So you got to make sure that you have the right one ready to go and that you line it up perfectly. So the bottom washi sometimes will freak me out because that's a big commitment putting this guy down. There we go. Gosh, I feel like you should be so careful. And I'm just gonna do the other big washi just to get this out of the way. And there we go. I just love how those pumpkins kind of like come to life. Some of them, love that. Now I'm gonna put this one. This is the all over speckle. And then the last one is the one for the pickup truck. Here we go. So this is what this side looks like with those foil boxes. And this is what this side looks like. All right, so now it's time to get into the craziness of this week. So what I'm gonna do is I actually think I'm gonna work backwards just because there was a lot going on while I was in Vegas and I just wanna make sure that I have enough boxes to fill those. So first thing I'm gonna start with Sunday. So Sunday we had to wake up so incredibly early in Vegas. Our flight was at 6 in the morning, so we had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, which was crazy that when we got our Uber to go to the airport, people were still not coming back from the clubs. I mean, like some people would come back, but the clubs there don't close until 4. So we were up so super early. So I'm going to put, let's see, I'm just going to put a little appointment label. I'm going to put the bed, just so I can say, wake up. Super early. And then after that I'm gonna put one of these little boxes and I'm gonna mark this down of the flights that we took because we had to fly to Atlanta and then back to Raleigh. And then that night I am gonna put that my friend Hannah came over, we hung out, and it was just really nice to see her. And I'm gonna put, let's see, I'm just gonna put down this little strip right here because we definitely took a nap and just crashed right when we got back. And then I'm gonna take, let's see, where are my other, I'm gonna take some glitter to mark what we made for dinner. And then I'm gonna put let's see, and put a smaller one just to say that we all hung out, and then a smaller one that is gonna have a TV on it because we watched a movie that night. So let's see, to mark some stuff down, I'm gonna use the foil. I'll put, oops, I cannot get that, little meal icon. And then I'm gonna put, I'll just put a little asterisk right here to say we took a nap. And then I'm gonna put the family time because even though we were just hanging with friends, I feel like all of our friends are just like a big family. So that was my Sunday. I'll put the foil home right here to say that we flew back home. So Saturday was a big day in Vegas. We just had a chill morning in the hotel, but I think I'm not gonna have enough room to be able to put everything. So the big thing that happened that day was we went to Calvin Harris's pool party, and that was insane. Like, so insane. I can't believe that we did that, and it was just such a fun experience. I'm gonna put this little bow clip right there to mark that pool party. And then I am going to put, because after that we went to dinner, so I'm gonna put one of these little strips to mark dinner. And then that night we went to go see Carrot Top, and he was so funny. I was so glad that we decided to do that. I've gone to see him before with my mom, and we just had a blast. So I went to Vegas with my boyfriend Mike, and I was like, Mike, we have to go see him. And also his show is one of the more cheaper options, because we looked into like the Cirque du Soleil and all of those shows, and those can be really pricey. And since this was our last night, we were getting strapped for cash a little bit, so we had to kind of pick what we wanted. So I'm just going to put this little asterisk right here to mark that. Okay, so I just had to run back into the office really quick and grab one of my foil lifestyle sheets because I totally forgot that when we made Pumpkin Patch, this was a month ago or so, and so the foil sheet, we've added some foils to it that we just like don't have on the sheet now. And I really wanted to have some beer ones and some wine ones and just like some more banners and stuff like that. So perfect example of why the lifestyle stickers will definitely come in handy. And so, because what I'm going to do is, especially in Vegas, there's so many times where I just really need a beer one or a wine one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a beer sticker to right here to mark down that pool party, because I feel like the bow, I need something a little more like Vegas-y. So I have down that we had the pool party, that we went out to dinner, and then we saw Carrot Top. And then in the morning, we really just had a chill morning. We kind of had chill morning both of our mornings because we weren't going to sleep until like 4 in the morning, since that's when a lot of the clubs closed. So, and then with the time difference and stuff, we were just way thrown all over the place. So this morning, we just had a really chill morning, and then I think we gambled a little bit. So I'm going to put down let's see. I'll put a red box down to say that we gambled, and then I will put, maybe I'll just do a strip of washi, or I'll just put one of these tabs down. Oh my gosh, that's like the same exact ones there, but oh well. For the gambling, I'm gonna put down the little money. And then for this one, actually I'll put a glitter one. Switch it up a little bit. Since it was just a chill morning, I'm probably just gonna put the asterisk just to mark that we just chilled. I mean, we didn't chill for too long because the pool party started at 11, so we kind of had to like get going. But moving on to Friday. So Friday was another really fun day. This was like our most busy day. So in the morning, because this was the first morning here, and the night before we gambled a little and stayed out pretty late. So we stayed in bed and we watched the Great British Baking Show in the morning. I love watching those kind of shows, and Mike had never really seen any cooking show or any really baking show. But yeah, so we both just watched it and hung out. And then we went to lunch at this place that the food was so good. It was amazing, but really expensive. But I mean, what else do you expect from Vegas? So I'm gonna put some foil meal ones there. And then we walked around a ton, which was so much fun. So I'm just gonna put a big box here. We walked around to the Paris Hotel, Bellagio, Caesar's Palace, and then we even we got a ride over to the Golden Nugget, which is what some people consider like downtown Vegas. Fayetteville Street, I think is what they call it. So we went there because we heard that at the Golden Nugget you can get like a little more lucky with gambling, but no, that was a lie. At least for us, we still did terrible. I'm gonna put down a wine glass for here just to show like us walking around, because in Vegas you can just like walk around with drinks, which is really nice. And then at the very bottom here, I just want to put down a big box because we went to go see the Chainsmokers and they were amazing. We were so close at one point to them. We were probably like only 2 rows back, and it was just really fun. But they did not go on stage until 1:30 in the morning, and we were like exhausted, but we were pushing through just because the whole atmosphere, everything was so much fun. And so I'm going to put this banner down to mark that, since that was like a really big thing. And before that, we went to this place to have dinner, this Mexican restaurant, and it was amazing. We had so much food. Just had like a crazy amount. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a smaller one to mark food because I want to mark down that we went to the Golden Nugget. I'm just going to put a little asterisk, I guess, by the Golden Nugget, and then I'm going to put a meal meal one there to mark that down because that food was amazing. So Thursday was when we drove to, oh, I should also put, Friday was one of my really good friend's birthdays, so I'm gonna put just like right below here. Actually, I'll put it on top so I can just remember that, and I'm going to put a foil cake up at the top so I can just write that it was Hannah's birthday. Okay, so then Thursday I was able to take the day off from work, which was really nice because our first flight was at 4, so I still had to drive to Raleigh. So I am going to mark, actually I'll do this for our flights, and then I will do one of these boxes just to put that I had to drive to Raleigh. Actually, I'll do it up here. Because then I got Taco Bell for lunch, so I will mark that down. And then once we got to Vegas, we spent that night gambling. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna put down there the money sign because we're gambling, and I'm also going to put down a little wine glass. I wonder if I can take up this one. Yeah, I'll just take up this whole thing because I think I want to put a beer mug for Carrot Top. Definitely got some drinks before, and that was so much fun. So, all right, switching some stuff up around. We did go to dinner. Well, first I'll put this here to mark that we checked into our hotel. And then, will this box fit? It'll just kind of squeeze in there. This will be a tight day right there. So I'm gonna mark down that we got dinner at this really nice restaurant. I'll do the car because I had to drive to Raleigh. And then I will do a little coffee mug to mark the flights because dealing with all of that, I actually don't really drink coffee, but I feel like I needed it after dealing with those flights and the layovers. It was a little crazy. So this is what the second side looks like. And now to move on to the first part, which definitely a lot less happened on these days. On Wednesday, I had to make sure that I had everything ready to go. So I finished up all of my packing. So I'm just going to put this right here to mark. Actually, I'll do it this way. And I'm gonna put the little hamper with the clothes sticking out just to mark because I want to make sure that there are things that I did not forget. And then Wednesday, I went shopping for a little bit. So I'm actually just gonna put a strip of washi to mark that, and then I'm going to put the little shopping cart. Wednesday for dinner, I went to On the Border with my best friend Megan and her boyfriend. We've been going every Wednesday because they have their happy hour, so that's always really fun to go to. I'm always looking forward to it. And then Wednesday during the day, I had some stuff to do for work. And then that morning, I had to take the kitties to the vet to get their claws clipped. So I'm gonna just put that there. And I'm gonna put the paw print for the kitties and a little computer to mark down my work. So that was what I did on Wednesday. And then Tuesday, let's see. What I had to do on Tuesday, well, there's only a little bit there, which is great because I really didn't do much. But the main thing I did on that day was I helped Megan vacuum out her car because, funny story, her birthday was actually the week before this one. And I got her, part of her present was a double bottle of wine. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen those videos that if you can't have a corkscrew or you can't find one, you can light underneath the cork and it pops open. So moral of the story is your car will get that hot if it is in the sun and it's a very hot day. And while she was at work, the wine bottle popped open and all in her trunk, wine went everywhere. And because it was so hot, then it literally soaked into it and like evaporated or somehow got there. So her car like reeked of wine. My parents have one of those like shop vac things like for pet accidents where you can like wet the area and then like vacuum it up. So she came over after work and I was there to help / watch her do it. So that happened. And then on Monday I did a lot at work, just doing some like foil stuff. I think that's when we came out with some of the bucket list stuff. So I'm gonna put a little computer there. And then I also did a workout on that day in the morning. So I'm gonna mark that down. And I'm going to take one of the kettlebell stickers and mark that. Another thing I did that day was we put up our fall decorations. So I'm just gonna put a thick thing of washi and I'm just gonna put some pumpkin one and I'll put a house. So I can kind of say like we decorated our house for fall. And then the other thing I did was I tanned and I cooked dinner. So I'm just gonna put, since I ran all out of boxes, which I figured I would, I'm just gonna finish up with some of these appointment labels. And this is why I wanted to work from the weekend here, because here it was easy to just kind of like find places to put stuff, but I would hate to have ran out of boxes on those like really important days. So I'm gonna put just an apostrophe where I tanned and then I cooked dinner. So I'm gonna put that right there. All right, so I feel like I put everything down that I would need. Maybe I'm gonna should have added this little chill popcorn because we just watched a movie and like hung out that night. Yeah, so this is what this looks like without the pen. I think what I'm gonna do is shut this off, write everything down, and then show you guys what it looks like with the pen, since right now it looks a little sparse. Yeah, but this is what it looks like before the pen. Alrighty, so I just wrote everything in, and then I also just added some deco. So this is what the final product looks like for the first side, and then this is what the second side looks like. So I just wrote everything down that we did, and this is what it looks like all the way laid out. So this kit I love so much, and remember, it's really not too late to get your fall kits. We ship out very, very quick. So, and we still can do premium collection. The premium collection is not only for the sale, but we will start taking away some premium collections. We are just about to discontinue the premium collection for our Fright Night and our Black Friday? Black Magic? I think it's Black Magic. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just forgot that name. But just because Halloween is coming up soon, those will be gone. But this is still available, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out our shop. We are not only on Etsy anymore, we are now on Shopify. So if you would like to purchase from us, you can go to either one of those. And that's all. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!